Next to the Back Issues is filmed at Carmine Street Comics in front of a live studio audience. Sort of.
Guys, Patrick couldn't make it today because he is out of town for the Boston Comic Con. Because it's not in our budget to send him to San Diego. And I'm Robert Moxley, and I will be filling in as host of Next to the Back Issues. Please say a prayer for me. Comic-Con. Comic book conventions in the last couple of years have gone from a few sweaty guys in a hotel ballroom to a few sweaty guys surrounded by hot chicks in a convention center. But it has changed from a convention about comic books to a convention about everything else. Video games, movies, TV shows, web memes, and porn parodies all dominate Comic-Con. Not to mention 35-year-old guys dressed as Princess Leia. Being a friend of independent comic book creators and having to listen to them convince people to buy their prints, I've really started to feel their woe. It's not about comics anymore. Comics are supposedly popular again with TV shows and movies, but it's not the comics, it's the characters. It doesn't mean that people care when they meet someone who makes comics, let alone spends $40 to get Rob Liefeld's autograph. Ugh. But for every big Comic-Con, there's a smaller one that focuses on the artists, like Mocha Fest and Cake and countless others. So don't hate Comic-Con for being not solely about comic books. Hate Comic-Con for calling themselves a comic book convention. And here's Patrick with the interview. Patrick?
Oh man. I would like to introduce our guest today, Jason Quinones of Beer and Cookies. You can go to beerandcookies.com, I guess, to find out.
Beerandcookiescomics.com.
Beerandcookiescomics.com, God
Yeah.
forbid.
No,
Beer and
because-
Cookies is a porn website. We do a lot of conventions together.
Yes, we do.
Comic-Con was last week, as of when we filmed this. So, what's your take on like conventions and stuff? Like, what do you...
Conventions, well, New York Comic Con specifically, it's
terrifying?
It's really, my opinion is of it, it's no longer about comics or sequential art as it used to be. It's more about, the comic book movies or the TV shows based on comic books or,
Another thing that people like, I mean, especially this week, people mention it a lot, con flu. Have you ever gotten con flu?
I have not had con flu. I try to keep myself very Purelled.
Yeah,
and,
that's right. You carry at least 2 bottles with you.
Yes,
because
I do.
we did at the Empire. We were at Empire at Gotham City.
Yeah.
Comic Con. You
Yeah.
pulled out a bottle for me to have.
Yes.
So I could purify myself, which was needed at that. But like larger conventions, I feel like, especially as we were talking before about like on New York Comic Con and San Diego, have become this thing where it's like everyone goes. It doesn't matter if you're in the comics anymore.
No, it's about the movie studios.
It's about the pop culture aspect of it.
I mean, there was huge signs outside of San Diego Comic Con that just said celebrating popular, culture, as opposed to celebrating, comic book culture. Really, just sort of under the whole title of popular culture.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize they're talking to the artist, that they're looking at their artwork, and will just up and insult you to your face.
No, yeah, that's happened to me several times, unfortunately.
Yeah? Like when?
Well, just at Eternal Con, this guy is just a freaking asshole, basically.
Yeah. You can call him a freaking asshole. You'll find out why.
Yeah, because, I'm selling an original piece of art, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had taken my time with this piece of art. I thought it was worth the price that I was, charging for it.
Which was it was also framed too, right?
Yeah, I had it framed.
It was framed. It was like $60 or something like that, or $70?
I was selling it for $70. It was, a good, decent size, full color. Spent some time on it, and I was really proud of it. It was basically this Spider-Man, Batman, Sharknado scenario. So I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Batman with the shark repellent and all that stuff. So basically, the guy, I told him the price. He said he really liked it, and we were haggling back and forth on the price of this. He didn't want to pay the price I was charging. I, went down a little bit, but still the price wasn't low enough for him. So when it wasn't low enough for him and, he didn't want to buy it, then he started insulting me, saying, I wasn't a people person and I'm not working well with him. Basically because I wouldn't, go down to his price. belittles the artist a little bit.
Then there are the exact opposites, where there are people who are very supportive, love your work, will buy your stuff, then tweet that they bought your stuff, and then you're a cool guy.
Yeah, those people are great. It's like the people who are supportive of you make up for the few people that just like completely piss all over.
Yeah, for every one person who just likes to piss on your soul, there's 5 people who are there to give you money and hugs.
Yeah,
and are happy.
Those are the people you got to sort of put your faith in and remember, not the smelly guys or the guys with clammy hands that just look like they just dipped it in toilet water.
I have so many more stories of like people just coming up and like enjoy my work and now follow me on Tumblr and then comment on my Tumblr.
No, yeah, definitely.
And like retumble me.
Yeah, I've gotten like a lot of support through Instagram and through Twitter, and that support's great. You know, and I definitely
I love it. Yeah,
love it. Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
Beer and cookies.
And then your Twitter is
at JDQ Cartoons.
I am going to be, if you guys are in Boston or you're going to Boston Comic-Con, I'll be with Kristen Gunstuck of Hench Girl. Her and I are sharing a table with Tom Gambino. So come by and stop and buy my comic Me. Tell me I'm a worthless piece of shit because my mom doesn't do it enough. But Jason, thank you so much for being on. And thank you guys for watching Next to the Back Issues. Woo! Thanks for, good for you.
Comic-Con. Comic-Con. Comic book conventions in the last couple of years